What's up everybody, Ninth Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video with single spotlight, and today we're talking about Sirfetch'd. I like this Pokemon a lot, I think it's really cool. One of the most interesting designs as far as the new generation goes. Pretty solid fighting type Pokemon, good ability, good stats overall, hits really hard. This Pokemon's pretty cool, so let's get into it. So mono fighting type with 3 resistances and 3 weaknesses. Resistances being bug, rock, dark, weaknesses being flying, psychic, fairy. Overall pretty irrelevant resistances, not really. Bug, rock, and dark are all like in the meta, like, you know, bug like a little bit, but weaknesses, we have a lot of flying going around, max airstream hitting off really hard on things like Charizard, Togekiss, in the likes, and then we have fairy, you know, max starfall from Togekiss, dazzling gleam from Togekiss, a lot of really hard hitting fairy types. And psychic, we have things like the Hatterene, the Gmax Hatterene coming around, Reuniclus, and even Indeedee. So we have a lot of Pokemon for our weaknesses, which is pretty annoying. So this Pokemon has, you know, not the greatest position in the meta. However, with fighting type, it can deal a lot of damage to a lot of big things. Things like Tyranitar Excadrill is very, very good against those. In particular, we have other things that we're good against. We have pretty diverse move pool overall, a lot of good flex moves that you can go with, and a lot of really cool moves. So let's get into it. As far as stats go, HP 62, attack 135, which is very, very good. As far as bulk goes, HP 62, defense 95, and special defense 82. Could definitely be better. HP kind of lacking, but defenses are both very solid and pretty well rounded. And as far as attack goes, 135 is amazing. That's a really, really high stat. And then special attack 68, we don't really care about that. We're all physical attack. And then speed 65 is not amazing, but I mean, we outspeed a bunch of like pretty good Pokemon. And with Tailwind, we can outspeed just about everything with the correct EV spread, in which we have 172 today. And we'll talk about that here in one moment when we get into the build, and let's get into the build. So, into the build itself, let me get my big head out of the screen, out of the way here, because that's not the focus. Anyway, so into the build. So ability Scrappy, this ability is pretty cool. It lets you hit ghosts with normal and fighting moves. Pretty solid overall. I like it, it's cool. It also gives us blocking Intimidate, which is honestly the bigger reason. I mentioned the ghost thing before mentioning Intimidate. Incineroar is all over the place. We don't get affected by that Intimidate, which is really cool. And actually, in my damage calcs, I think I have it with Intimidate. So we'll fix that later on our damage calcs. Anyway, so Scrappy is pretty cool. It's a pretty good ability. Blocking Intimidate is very, very good. Item, we have Leak. This is a cool item that only Sirfetch'd and Farfetch'd can use. However, we're Sirfetch'd, so we can use it. So what the Leak item does is it gives you an increased critical hit ratio by 2. This essentially gives you about a 50% chance of critting. This is insane. This is about the same as Scope Lens Super Luck Togekiss. Actually, it is the same. It's a 50% crit hit ratio. This is insane. All of my damage calcs don't have any crits, but with crits, you're dealing a lot of damage and killing off a lot of major threats in the meta, and it's a really cool item. You could always go with something like Life Orb, you know, for that consistent 1.3 times, but I'm cheeky. I want to play Leak with this. I'm leaky with cheeky with Leak. Shut up. Shut up. Anyway, into our move set here, we have Close Combat. In my opinion, just the best stab physical move. It's very, very good. You know, it doesn't give us any like low accuracy like High Jump Kick. It doesn't like lower our own damage output like Superpower. Close Combat is just the cream de la crop of fighting type moves, in my opinion. It's very, very good. We also have Leaf Blade for coverage. You can use any of our other moves above Sirfetch'd over there. Knock Off, Brave Bird, Brick Break, Poison Jab, whatever you need. Poison Jab is another really good option, being able to hit for super effective damage on fairies. However, a lot of my damage calcs showed that it wasn't even really worth using a move pool or a move slot for that, because we didn't OHKO any relevant fairies, which kind of just sucks. Togekiss just tanks it, you know, so does Hatterene, so does even Mimikyu can tank it. I mean, Mimikyu, like, you know, is dual type weird. But other Pokemon, what's the other one that I did? Sylveon. Sylveon also tanks it. All fairies just kind of tank the Brick Break or the Brave Bird. Poison Jab. Yeah, Poison Jab. It just tanks Poison Jab. pretty good overall. And then so we picked Leaf Blade for our one move. You can definitely switch that out. You can definitely switch Feint out too if you want just like Brave Bird knockoff on it instead. This Pokemon is this moveset is very, you can play around with it and figure out what on your team, what coverage moves you need the most. So that's cool. But we also have Feint on this. Getting through Protect, breaking Protect is really, really good. And getting through Max Guard is really, really good. Thank you to the guy that, on my Passimian video, thank you to the person in the comments that solved that query about the getting through Max Guard. It gets through Max Guard, but doesn't break it. Very, very interesting on Feint. Feint is a very interesting move. Very good move, though. I like it a lot. And then for our last move, we have Protect. I just like to have Protect. It's good. I like Protect. It makes me feel safe. But anyway, for our, flex moves, things that you can flex in, Knockoff, Brave Bird, Brick Break, Poison Jab, Brick Break, breaking screens. Poison Jab is good coverage, so is Brave Bird, and so is Knockoff. If you max this Pokemon, Brave Bird is really good, giving us max Airstream. However, I probably won't be maxing this Pokemon very frequently. If I was anybody, this Pokemon just doesn't need it. You can, but it's not super bulky, so you're not gonna be able to take a million attacks, and it just does its job fine on the ground as a normal guy instead of Dynamax. But do as you please. Anyway, into our investments, we have 84 into HP, 252 plus into attack, and 172 into speed, with that adamant nature giving us plus attack minus special attack. This investment is in speed, 172 getting us to 107. With Tailwind, we're able to outspeed Dragapult. We're able to outspeed just about every Pokemon that is not made to be insanely fast. Anything that's not Scarfed, anything that is not like Swift Swim, Chlorophyll, Double Speed, Unburden, any of those things are still going to be outspeeding us. However, we outspeed anything that is not being supplemented by something else. We outspeed the fastest Pokemon in the game, Dragapult, at 213. We hit 214 with our 107 speed after 172 investment points, and that's what we're going for. Other than that, we just max into attack and then put the remainder into HP just to, guarantee we live a little bit better against a lot of things. That's about it for our build. I like it. I think it's cool. I definitely want to try this Pokemon out a good bit, so I'm gonna. Into our synergies, we have Excadrill as our first one. This guy can really cover all the bases. It just destroys flying Pokemon with rock attacks, with Rock Slide and Max Rock Fall. It destroys psychic Pokemon, or not psychic, fairy Pokemon with Iron Head and Max Steel Spike, and it just provides a lot of bulk as well with max moves, giving us 1.5 times special defense and defense into Sirfetch'd and Excadrill. Really good partner. I like it a lot. Our other partner is the Prankster Whimsicott, giving us Tailwind. Prankster Tailwind is really good, like I said, being able to outspeed just about every Pokemon in the game. And then we also have things like Taunt, keep away Sleep Powder, keep away any kind of sleep, keep away Trick Room, which is really good. And yeah, Whimsicott's just a good support Pokemon in general. It's really cool stuff. I like him a lot. That's about it for the build itself. We'll go ahead and jump into some speed tiers here. So at speed tiers, here we are down here at 107 without Tailwind. This is without any supplements. 107, we're outspeeding good Pokemon in DDF, which is really good because it deals super effective damage and it tanks our attacks, which is pretty annoying, but we outspeed it, which is good. My low tick we outspeed. Togekiss will outspeed sometimes. Togekiss will be built fast or bulky, and then if it's bulky, we'll be outspeeding. If it's fast, then we won't be outspeeding. Pretty self-explanatory, makes sense. Things that do outspeed us, most Alcremies are being built pretty fast enough to outspeed Lapras, at least so that they can decorate their Lapras before attacking. And yeah, if it's built fast, it's outspeeding us 116 or 120 something. Pretty good stuff. And then we also have Tyranitar. If it's built fast, will be outspeeding us. If it's not built fast, it will not be outspeeding us about 50% of the time for that Tyranitar. Butterfree will always be outspeeding us, always be either max speed or Choice Scarfed, either way going to be outspeeding us. Duraludon, about 50% of the time probably going to be outspeeding us, maybe a little bit more than 50% actually. Usually built fast, most frequently built fast, either timid or modest. Either way, 137 is going to be max speed, 137 or 150. Duraludon will be outspeeding us 99% of the time. Form Change Rotom also will be outspeeding us about 99% of the time. Usually built fast or semi-fast, it'll usually just be outspeeding us. Excadrill will always be outspeeding us unless, supplemented by Tailwind. Excadrill at 140 or 154, either way going to be outspeeding us, which is obnoxious, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Next, we have our damage calcs. So as far as damage calcs go, none of ours are Dynamaxed. A lot of theirs are Dynamaxed. The Incineroar one needs to be fixed. We're Scrappy. We ignore Intimidate. We guaranteed Oko, which is very, very good. And I'd like to actually double check that we guaranteed Oko. Incineroar +1 attack because I'm too lazy to change it to Scrappy. Yeah, 126 to 148%. So we actually guaranteed Oko Incineroar, which is very, very good. So to start it off, we have Close Combat into an Excadrill, 62.5 chance to Oko a Dynamaxed Excadrill with Close Combat. This is very, very good, but not always going to knock it out. Also, a lot of the time it will run Focus Sash, and then it'll be able to return attack. However, a Max Quake, which is its most damaging attack, into our Sirfetch'd only has a 25% chance to Oko if it's Adamant. If it's Life Orb Adamant, it guaranteed Okos us. If it's Life Orb Jolly, it has a chance of Okoing us, I believe. Maybe it's guaranteed Oko, actually. But if it is, not any of that, if it's just Jolly, then we're living every time, guaranteed, which is very good. Next, we have Close Combat into Tyranitar. If we had a 62.5% chance to Oko an Excadrill, this should be a no-brainer that we Oko the Tyranitar. 122 to 144% chance to Oko it, which is guaranteed. Even a Dynamaxed, pretty easy stuff. Just kill off that big boy. No problem. No problemo. Next, we have Close Combat into Lapras, a very defensive Lapras. 252 HP and 148 defense. Lapras is 49 to 58% of its life. Chance, very, very high chance to Oko to hit a 2-hit KO, not Oko, excuse me. Very high chance to hit 2-hit KO. However, if it uses its Gmax Resonance and then sets up the Aurora Veil, then it'll be a guaranteed 3-hit KO, and there's nothing we can do about that other than just guaranteed 3-hit KO it. So Lapras is like a medium matchup, but luckily for us, it doesn't deal an insane amount of damage to us. It has no super effective spread, but if we activate its weakness policy, then it's going to be dealing a lot of damage, so that's unfortunate. Or if it's Alcremie decorated, then it will be dealing a lot of damage. Next, we have Sirfetch'd Close Combat. This is -1. Sorry, it's actually supposed to be a guaranteed Oko into the spread of Incineroar, 236 HP and 4 defense. Guaranteed Oko, which is very good. For our last damage calc, we have Dazzling Gleam from a Togekiss into a Sirfetch'd. Guaranteed 2-hit KO if it's not bred to be, or not EV trained in special attack. If it is EV trained into special attack and Dynamaxes, then Max Starfall guaranteed Okos our guy. So be careful of that, and that'll happen sometimes. So in sum up, it has a pretty good matchup against a lot of very top usage Pokemon: Excadrill, Tyranitar, Lapras, Incineroar. However, it has a bad matchup against some stuff: Fairy, Flying, things like Togekiss, big number 1 in top usage percentage. Very useful Pokemon, just kind of destroys us, which is unfortunate. Next on our list of to-dos, we have Single Spotlight for our last one. This Pokemon isn't insane in Single Spotlight, however, it's definitely usable. Definitely, you can use this Pokemon. It's pretty cool. So in Single Spotlight, we are using Choice Band instead of Leak. We just value that guaranteed 1.5 times damage instead of that high chance of crit. But you're locked into your moves. Close Combat, First Impression, Knock Off, Poison Jab. We have a lot of good moves here. First Impression is pretty cool. However, with Choice Band, it can only use it when it's going first. So you have to First Impression and then switch it out, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. We have Knock Off, Poison Jab for spread against Psychic and Fairies, which we are weak to. Pretty good stuff. Scrappy ability still, just so that we can block, Intimidate, as well as hit Ghosts, which is pretty cool. And then into our investments, we just have 252 plus into attack, giving us that adamant nature of plus attack minus special attack, since we're not using it. And then and then 252 into speed, just being as fast and as damaging as possible. That's kind of the name of the game with our Scrappy, Choice Band, Sirfetch'd, and Single Spotlight. Overall, pretty cool. I definitely think this Pokemon's a little bit better in VGC. However, you can use it in VGC, like my sweater there. We can use this Pokemon pretty well in VGC or singles. It's really cool. It's a really cool Pokemon. I love the design. When this guy got leaked, I was like, I didn't even mean to do that. The guy got leaked. This Pokemon was really cool. I liked it a lot. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. So if you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. And Sirfetch'd is cool. He's pretty cool. If you like him, like and subscribe. If you don't like him, like and subscribe. Pretty much what I'm saying is like and subscribe. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And that's going to be it for the video. And goodbye.